beautiful fellow human beings. Been just kind of preparing some materials. Let me get some more light on this table here. Still haven't rigged up how I want to do the landscape streams, so you can see the table. Oh, this has mirrors on it. Sweet. Let me see if I use that for anything. No. Okay. Slate is sweet. It diffuses it just nice enough that I can see everything without any glares forming. Hope everyone's having a beautiful evening. I did try to make some vague crab shells with polymer clay. I haven't baked them yet because I ran into a few confusing bits because I'm going to be using Mold Maker, this easy mold, and what I plan on doing is making just a basic shell, vague shell shape, and then I'll imprint that into the Mold Maker and then use that to make just really thin crab shells for lures. And no details or anything because that's what I'm going to do with materials and mica, but here's what I got so far. I think I'm going to switch the eyes out with something oval so they stick up more, and then they'll make little channels so I don't have to drill the eyes out every time, and I'll be able to put some black in there. And what I've been doing now, figured pop on while I'm doing it, is I have this big box of marabou feathers, just, you know, basic craft store feathers, and a ton of Sharpies. So the colors that I've been wanting to deploy don't have, so figured just color some, and I lost my big bag of Sharpies. And it also worked on the what I have for saddle hackle right now, which is from this. This is from a skirt I had, and I never got to wear the thing, and it was on the bottom. My cat tore it apart, but I kept all the feathers, and there are tons of feathers on this. If you do any form of fly tying, always hit up the women's section in thrift stores because you'll never know what you're gonna find. Absolutely packed with feathers, beads, anything. Sequins. And these are really, really thin. So even just this little inch has tons of feathers on it. So cut an inch off that. Ooh. Been watching Stan's fly videos. Only a few uploads thus far, but new channel, and it's just Stan's Flies at Stan's Flies, and his tutorials are very easy to follow and wildly brilliant. Using the marabou feathers for tails. I made a yellow one today, and just really brilliant. A little larger one. My shape is not very nice there. But I really like the fan shapes, and that I think is gonna work wonders. And some sunglasses this time for the light, and yeah, so just gonna continue doing this. Also, I've been trying to figure out a way to make wings. I used to make wings and stuff and petals for flowers with beads. With are they called, no, they're not bicone beads. Shoot. Well, these, like tube beads, however, too bulky. Way too bulky. So I decided to use resin, and they came out so delicate. Honestly ideal in my opinion. I'm not sure how they're gonna do, but I'm going to try to attach them very close to the beginning of the wing. And you can see they're very, very thin. And I think I'm also going to try to put some scraps of wire inside of it and maybe even color them. But I think that'll do pretty good for wings. I'm not sure though, and they're waterproof. Of course, this wire that came in this little $12 kit off of Amazon, incredible. It's the thinnest wire I've ever worked with, and it's sturdy. I could really tug on it, and it doesn't snap or anything. It's a little hot back here. Alright, and then the Sharpie also works on the super fuzzy parts of the marabou, and I've been brushing it out to get that fluff back. It takes a little bit to dry, but I haven't rubbed it with a damp paper towel yet, but I've rubbed it with paper towel. It doesn't want to lift or anything like that. And I do have dye, I just have to dig it out. I think it's in here somewhere. And I do think I have yellow, which there's a few bait fish that I want to make, and reef fish. I'm trying to figure out what the barracudas go for, because I've always wanted to catch barracuda. But the ones at the bridge are very smart and very observant. I'm just brushing it, and I'll do this one right now. I'll make another yellow one. I really want to get some more of the chisel tips because they make it go by really fast. And these free envelopes from the mail office, the post office, works really perfectly for drawing, painting, inking, and totally free. And they deliver them if you don't live next to a post office, you can have them delivered, and again for free. And they come in handy if you need to send some priority mail. But just get the loose bits off so it doesn't stick to the marker. And it's just good. It's so instant. Get this little feather too. Some of these feathers, I don't know much about these. I believe they're wild turkey. I mean, not wild, but turkey. And they have this little feathers on some of them. When it dries, it's quite nice. And like here's one, but I haven't brushed it out yet. Nice little feather. It'll be good for a tail, I think. And did manage to find one of Lefty Cray's copies of Knots on eBay. There's a bunch of copies actually for $5. Very stoked about that. And between his compilations of flies or lures and Stan's flies, I've been getting a lot of really good information in my mind, and just constantly working on it. Slowly getting a little better with the hackle. Chisel tip takes 2 seconds compared to this. I am gonna breeze through the book real quick to see what colors I should really focus on, especially the saltwater fly books. I mean, they're already designed, the work is already put in, and gonna do my best to follow along. And any materials, please do feel free to recommend. I have a little shopping list going. I don't have Flashabou yet, and that's something that I'm very excited to work with. The iridescence, instant iridescence, yes please. And gonna try to grab a box of dubbing. The dubbing I've been making it's just not where I want it to be. I don't really have anything flashy to add to it, and I think the crystal flash is just a little too thick. I'm going to grab a piece of wood. I meant to do it today. Could not get myself up really up and Adam or Eve, but but I want to get a piece of wood. I saw this tutorial where you just put a piece of wood and a nail and then the wire, and then you could delicately layer stuff. And I'm thinking if I take a Dremel or something and just rough up the wood, it'll grab the fibers to keep them from blowing away. And look how bright that is. It doesn't look too spectacular now, but when it dries out, it's... I don't know why it took me so long to just Sharpie in the colors that I need. And then I do the triangle part because these are perfect tails. Beautiful. And then might try to make some speckled fish. There's quite a lot of variation and patterns in the species in this area. Grab a little bit. Just Sharpie. And put this on the side to dry. I want to show real quick. So let me cut the bottom off so they come free. I only free a few at a time because these are very light and they blow away pretty instantly. And then I'll look back at the desk to grab one and there will be none to be seen. They're very light lavender. Super light, lilac-y lavender. And just with Sharpie, got darn near every color. And so I'm probably going to try the one where it's yellow marabou and the red down it. And then I saw a pattern today that calls for putting peacock curl or this in a resin that hasn't cured, and it really locks it in. And it looks really satisfying, so I really want to try that too. I'm pushing stuff under the desk, it might knock stuff over. Brought back in my copper stuff because I want to send a friend a package because I'm just really very much a scatterbrained and keep getting distracted. And just cut off. I'm using hair cutting scissors. They make cutting feathers a lot easier than my little scissors. Nothing slips or slides. And these I think were like $8 on Amazon. Bam! Big old tail. I'll keep it this size because then I could cut down to whatever. Should probably pick something. And gonna reorganize the supplies that I've come across thus far because I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but I found this for like $1 or $2 at the thrift store. It's not the easiest finding plastic storage bins. When you go to Walmart or anything, they're let me brush this out real quick. That's just a flea comb. I actually have a few different sizes. When trying to gather materials for this new world, it was just amazing how many things could be used to get certain things going. And I'm gonna try to print another feather block later, because when I printed I didn't scale up. I didn't really think about it. I thought it was like as it was, but it was very small and I can't get anything to stay in it. And I was also gonna try to use my Dremel to just make the channels deeper. I wish there was a way to remelt this plastic and easier, but nothing stays in it. Did find a new design one on forget about the Sharpie. I found a design that I quite like because it has the channels, but instead of a solid backing, it's got larger like channels in between the small channels, just from I'm guessing like the setup of it. But I think that could be used for the like holding fibers together, because this is definitely an art form. My fingers are not used to it yet, so when I'm trying to put little fibers on, they go slipping and sliding, and don't really know how to keep them all bunched up. And a lot of this stuff is on such a small scale. Here, let me pull up this so I can see. My parents are acting weird. Oh, computer is off. So I'm gonna put these. I have a little box of scraps and usable scraps, and well, I'll keep this one out because I think I'm gonna use it like right now. There's this one that I run into everywhere, and it's red and yellow, and I still haven't marked pages yet. There really are a lot in here, but I cannot wait until I'm able to make shrimp. There's just a few things that I'm not quite good at. Like I'm having a hard time building bulk on the hook to make like a taper and stuff like that. And so I thought maybe using this clear thread, and that's the bobbin holder that I printed the other day. I printed it like 5 minutes before I posted the video of it, and works really well. This is, I believe, quilting thread, and it's clear mono plastic, clear. Let me get this up. And the little guy I made yesterday, or was it yesterday? Time's a little fluid for me right now. In between many things. Life things, you know? But that's him. I didn't have flashy boots. I used those really, really thin, spooled, shiny tinsel. And some bead chain eyes. But that's the first I was able to get the hackle a little hackly. And a silver body. I meant to do gold. But ooh. I knocked over all my books. Found some books at a thrift store. Coda actually found this one. Lantana. It's one of my favorite little towns here in Palm Beach County. Ton of sand perch in the rocks. And the rocks are right there. I actually found a really old nail. It's in here. Oh, I also found 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Nice pocket version. Found actually a few cool things that day. Interesting. So this is from Lantana. Old penny, but not too old. Did I say penny? I meant to say dime, I think. Yeah. I'm not sure what this is, but it was together in like a tube, and same thing with this. Don't know how well you can see. It's like a tube. At first I thought it was wood, but I'm not sure what this could be. But this is the nail. Let me put this stuff. Okay, not sure how old or anything like that. However, I really enjoy finding objects down there. Shells too, but I really like finding objects. I think my favorite thing I've found thus far is a clear marble. And it's my favorite find because it's glowing down there. It's pretty nice. Oh, there they are. And these are my grandpa's stuff. Really tiny. Got the nitty jig. Very small. And this one's even smaller. Tiny tear. It's got a nice eye on it. And I'll tell you exactly where they're from. This one is from Paw Paw, Michigan. And this one is from Devon Avenue, Chicago. The Dottler and the original nitty jig. That's one in there. Do this. I might need this one actually. Nice and long. Where do I also want to finally give a Crazy Charlie a go. I don't have weighted dumbbell eyes yet. I don't think the resin's strong enough, but I thought also with these copper BBs I could attach them. I don't know if the resin will be strong enough to hold them, but copper's really easy to solder together. So if I found my micro torch, I could probably try just soldering them. And I do have leaded solder as well as lead-free solder. And really easy to solder, and it just flows so nicely over it. I have never made a lure with the light in it. I used to, I made a bottle that had like a polymer clay shell at the top, like where the cork would be, but instead of like opening it, you put one of those coin batteries in it, and it lit up. I wonder if I can find a picture of that. I like how you could search pictures, kind of. Green light bottle. Oh shoot, it might come up actually. I didn't even really think about that. I did pull out some glow in the dark. I have puffy paint. Sorry, my brain is a little fried from my timeline, or for you, I don't know what it's called, suggested videos. All the stuff that is coming out about P. Diddy, it's also obvious. Everyone who's like grown up in the States is probably fully aware of it. Because I remember my mom watches all the award shows, and I used to watch that as a kid and be like, this is weird. I don't feel good. But, I mean, it's not like the most surprising thing in the world. But it's a green light, and I made it for my mom. Can't see, so let me find the page. Like, how do I do that? Anyway, but that's it lit up. threw some crystals and pearls in there. And let's see, how do I see day? That's gonna November 20th. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. There's so many pictures I avoid looking at because blue. But you could see that my hands are so stained from Sharpie. And you can see the battery and the shell. When you slipped it in just like a coin, it lit up. That's it. And you can see the light. I have a few more left. I don't think they'd do too well with them because it was really big actually. But it looked so cool. I keep meaning to do more with those because just that little light. And I just made spirals because the light is just like a piece of plastic with 2 wires sticking out of it. And you could spiral those wires and make a, what's it called? Hello Luke. Hello Jack Morrow. Allison. Yeah, some of this stuff, it does look edible, especially like going through the books. Like the way people make shrimp with just fibers, like shrimp. Stuart the Fish Whisperer, very nice. Any recommendations as far as anything? I'm probably about a month in, and I used to decorate hooks. I'll say that. I used to decorate hooks, and then I started using the UV resin on them, and was decorating them like this. This is some holographic glitter, just meaning like every color, and nice shine. And it's super fine glitter too. Not like mica fine, but I'm trying to get that shine. Oh, I could probably, yeah. So just sequinized, just glitterized, 2 size glitters put together, and then holographic glitter or rainbow glitter, whatever, and 1 peacock hurl down the back. And I was just decorating hooks like that. This one was inspired by a pattern I saw here on YouTube called the Blob. He put bead chain in it. This is just blobbed up resin with some mica in it. Kind of looks like he has a full stomach, like he just ate some crustacean guts. And then I started trying to make like use some of the techniques fly tires. Well, I just observed like looking at flies, and I finally got a little pack of dubbing, and I made whatever this is supposed to be. But I quite like it. Haven't tried it yet. It's probably won't be, as these are the very first attempts at anything. And slowly trying to, like, this is one of Code Block's grandpa's, borrowing this to try to learn by, I believe it's a Crazy Charlie. There's so many variations and so many patterns and recipes. But I really want to make these. I'm so bad at keeping the mono. I believe that's what that is. I can't keep it down. It just unravels on me so easily. So I have some more. Maybe I was using stuff that was too thick, and I have some somewhere. Oh yeah, here. It's blue. So I'm gonna try to give that a go again, because the glass minnows and the Crazy Charlies are 2 I really want to try, but that I can't keep it down. And this I made with rope, underwater rope, like it's waterproof rope, like that really thin. I used to have this stuff brushed out. It's so soft. It really is, like, surprisingly soft. I was really decorating hooks. I did not know what I was doing at all. Still don't, but slowly trying to, like, these ones are the very first attempts. Not good at all. Whoops. But then I tried to make a shrimp head. And this one's a shrimp too. I say they're shrimp just because, like, I put the crustacean eyes on it. And the eyes are just resin, black paint. Just like I see a lot of people do. And then I tried to make my first saltwater, like, lure. But haven't given it a go yet. I'm not sure how it's gonna flow, if I put too much or too little. And then I found a channel here on YouTube called Stan's Flies. Tried to give I know his tail is a little big for his body, but he's so dang cute. He really is. And then I made a larger counterpart, which probably doesn't make much sense. I do like it though. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but this one I think I'm the most proud of because it looks just like something that I found in my grandpa's or my dad's tackle box. And here, let me redo that. So it's got this weird taper, but I'm guessing that so like just like that. The face is a little weird. I think I really have to just get better at putting resin on the fibers to lock that in and get a nice tapered head. But this is the first one that I was able to. Sometimes I put all the fibers on and wonder why it doesn't look so good. But this one, I did the fibers going down it. Really trying to pay attention to how the stuff is strung together. And it's so sturdy, it's wildly sturdy. I don't know why it took me so long to use the UV resin. I've been making jewelry and other crafts with the UV resin for the last few years. Hello, Richard S. I hope you're having a beautiful night. It's a long time. I have begun to learn how to tie flies, and I often forget bait. And unless at Blue Heron, there aren't many options. I have yet to succeed finding sand fleas, but I'm not going to give up in that because that's one thing I really like them. I think they're adorable. And I haven't, well, at Blue Heron there's the boat docks, and that always has bait, as in filleted fish, and there's always feeding frenzies of catfish, and always bait there. But, and piers usually sell bait. For some reason the one Publix no longer carries squid, which, unfortunately, that's pretty much all I could keep on the hook. All the shrimp available is mush. It's either frozen forever, I don't know. It's just mush, and it doesn't stay on the hook. You end up feeding a ton of fish, which, you know, I don't mind. I'm just happy to be there. But, also hungry, so I've been taking bags of salt to put the shrimp in the salt, and that toughens them up. And also a torch lighter to cook them, like, essentially on the hook, but I have a little fork that I use. It's a little fork, like maybe for escargot or something. Tiny little culinary fork, and that works wonders. Get a lot of funny looks. A torch lighter and this little fork thing, but it works wonders. Oops, I might have went on a tangent a little bit, but I never really thought I'd be that good at tying flies, because it's so meticulous, and I've deemed it as such like an elite human heritage activity And but I kind of quit crafting because I was making so much stuff that was just piling up. I always gotta show these. These are from Scotland, handmade. Rest in paradise. This Codlock's grandpa has been borrowing them to kind of learn from. Show you my favorite again. Ooh. So the more pattern books I flip through, I'm starting to know, like, used in one part of the world, like, invented, compiled, concocted in like the 40s, and I find them in books from the 80s. It's really cool how connected it is. And it's like referred to it as like human heritage, for lack of better words. Totally different world. Usually just, it's a mouse. I can't get over it. And I think this is a hedgehog, but I'm not sure. It could be a little fish. I really want to recreate some of these when I get the skills necessary, because I think this is book hair. I'm not entirely sure. But making these sculptural shapes reminds me of making pom-poms. And these tiny nymphs? I'm not too sure. But that looks like a mosquito out here. Size and all. Mosquitoes out here are really intense. Born and raised Southeast Florida. And whew, I believe that's rabbit hair. It's very soft. I forget what it's called when it's like a strip like that. It has a really funky name. And then on this side is a straight disco happening. Woo! The wings that are feathers just blow me away. I think that is the most clever thing. I kind of wish I started this when I made jewelry, because then, I don't know, we had some wicked pieces. One day. I'm gonna try to make a few links, but being able to test them at the bridge and swim with them and see how they move right in front of me is brilliant. Because I could stick them in the rain barrel, but there's not a lot of room to move around, and you can't swim around it. There are fish in there. The Mayan cichlids are eating up the, from my understanding, are eating up the gambusia, which is the mosquito fish. I can't have that. So I'm going to try to use this pattern or recipe by Stan's Flies. He just dropped it too, 6 days ago. And, ooh, I already forgot what the fish is called. But it's the exact same shape as a female gambusia. Gambusia. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. I have a tank outside. The tank I got for electroforming. However, decided to turn it into a little swamp tank. I have a bottle of battery acid up there, and I can't get the lid unscrewed. And I was unable to get another bottle of it. I found actually my one and only, well, I made 2 things, electroformed 2 things, and neither of it works. Because I can't get that acid open for some reason. Tried muriatic acid. Have used that for a lot. If you collect shells, you'll notice when you bring them home and they dry, they'll turn white or maybe a little powdery. You can mix acid to water, right? Acid to water as you ought. I think, well, 2 parts water to 1 part acid, and can mess with the proportions. depending on what you're, like, there's some really, really thin shells that'll just disintegrate. However, that's how, a really easy way to get that calcification off and to get that vibrancy back, even in a dry state. Like, there's a lot of color variation in scallop shells. Just dip them for a few seconds, and that's all you need. And get the vibrancy back. You can also paint them with like clear nail polish or resin, or I'm sure there's stuff that's invented for the purpose. Look how it vibrates. I just can't get over it because they're purple, but they take the colors really nicely. And I mean, it kind of looks like I grabbed a pack of multicolored flowers. I mean, feathers. The green one I really like. I gotta make more of those. There's this reef fish down there. And here, let me find it. And bluehead. So I thought that would be good to show me. Let's zoom in, go up and over. Bluehead. And this depiction does not do them justice. They're so vibrant. And every time I go, there's usually just one. I usually run into just one. I spend a lot of energy trying to get pictures of it. They're quite small too. And this is just Atlantic coast fishes. That's what it's for. There's this one. There are so many variations. I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to. Like, you know, I'm nothing special. I really enjoy a Chinese buffet. I won't tell you what I eat there. I will. Cheesy fake crab with red sauce and white rice. It's one of my favorite combinations for some reason. I don't ask myself many questions, but it's, you know, you grab a little bit of it and you have this whole big pile and you're like, oh no, what did I do? I had a beer once at a Chinese restaurant, or a Chinese buffet. I kid you not, I was so full that I cried. I cried in the car, holding my stomach. I think it was on my birthday or something. There was this one Chinese buffet that, you know, go and they asked like how every member of my family is, and I really like that. Oh, sorry. Battery acid for electroforming. It's one craft that got this stuff years ago. Battery, power supply, alligator clips, battery acid, root rot or root kill, which is copper sulfate, and there's something else. Oh, mucin, no. What is that called? Not Mucinex. It's over there somewhere. What is that called? Electroforming. Like electroplating, however, you could get really thick layers. So you could turn a feather into a solid piece of copper. Or gold, if you got gold. Where is it? It's not Mucinex. It's, I think, for stomach. Where is it? Oh boy, I got stuff. Oh, that bottle is brittle. Let's get a brittle bottle of acid back here, no worries. Oh, there it is. This helps it shine. Alright, please don't. No. Okay, good. Miralax, that's it. That's the stuff. This makes it shine, I guess. And, oh yeah, while I'm over here, I could grab, I have a leaf somewhere up here that is my pretty much only thing that I got at least a little bit coated, but not at all at the same time. Where did it go? Well, I guess just imagine a rusty leaf that looks like shite. That description's pretty dead on. Huh. I just had it. Huh. Where could I have? Okay. I think there's so many cords on the floor. I'm not that used to it. Oh, there's this spherical rock I found. This is the tiniest reel that I own, but I have to find a piece for it. It's called the Miracle Reel, but it's got a plastic like gauge thing, and it's broken, so I'm gonna have to try to fix that. With some form of craft supply, I'm sure. I guess I just lost it. It's not very pretty. It has zero shine, so it might have gotten just pushed aside. I found this really neat stuff. Well, I'm actually not too sure what it is. It looks very mid-century modern though. Oh, no. I was gonna say, is it like a deer in water? But pretty interesting. Where's this dang leaf? This is gonna drive me nuts. Well, it looks like something like I pulled out of a shipwreck, honestly. Very rusty, very corroded copper, and gritty. It's got not a single smooth surface on it. Like, I think if I tried to sand it in any way, it would just break. I do want to mention also my dear friend Christina. Go way back, so sometimes I say something else. Radix RM here on YouTube's documentary is coming out, which it's wild. Let me actually share the link, because for the last over a year, this is what she's been working on, and I want to share it. Bismuth. That's one thing I really regret not getting into. A friend of mine randomly hit me up and was like, you gotta get into bismuth. And I was like, very expensive at the shops. Had no idea you could just melt it and form it into with many different materials. And it's something I really, really want to play with. And I did see a video here on YouTube of someone not boiling, but processing and weighs a bunch of Pepto-Bismol to get the bismuth out of it. And I get it reversed too. I thought I remember like acid to water as you oughta. I think I remember someone saying that. But it's like coral snakes. There's two snakes that look just like each other, but the stripes are in different order, and it's like red touching yellow, your dad, fella, and I think that's it. But I feel like that's something in the moment I would just they don't carry the anti-venom anymore in hospitals. I don't know how on point that is, but I remember a news article. Speaking of news, what is with this real ID thing in 2025? 2025 real ID. Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, starting May 7th, 2025, this was just AI overview. Starting May 25, U.S. residents will need a real ID compliant driver's license or other acceptable forms of identification to board domestic flights, access federal government facilities. Is that just a regular ID? And they're just wanting to make sure everyone has one? Because my understanding, you can't get on a plane without an ID anyway. Like, when they all went to Colorado, I wasn't able to go because my ID expired. Have a star. I don't know where my bag is. Usually have a bag I carry everything in, but spending a lot of time by the water, I pretty much just have a Ziploc items. I got the waterproof bags. The seals are like heat sealed and they break apart. I had a phone case and I think it was usable for 2 days until the seam totally split. And your relax can be beneficial to church. I don't want to be too graphic, but I don't know what they did to that poor dog. Because the breeding of the bulldogs to be snatless so they could get under bulls. Nose. His ears must be itching. But, like, he could flatten his body out and scurry under the bed like a palmetto bug or a spider. It's wild. And so all I could picture is like the reasons behind that. A shame he can't swim that. Well, he hasn't swam yet. I just read online. The coast is pretty dang far. There is one pool here, but obviously no animals in it. I was actually thinking about posting locally to see if I could like rent someone's pool every weekend. Really want to practice swimming, and just the weekends it's not enough for lung capacity. And got a few more months until winter's here, and that's like the best time to get an above ground pool. Because the best part about above ground pools is that material is so thick, so when it fails, you can use it to make a pond, bury it under the ground, make a pond. My dream for a long time was to make one of those natural swimming pools, and that way you could swim in it, you could fish in it, and grow all kinds of things in it. And don't know if I'm gonna make one. This book is just so good. I'm really taken to it. Lefty Kray's work in general. I always have a habit, it obviously not, but it feels very cosmic being late. Like anytime I find someone that I'm like, wow, this dude's mind is it. I will learn in this corner for a bit. They always just left planet Earth, if you know what I mean. And he passed away in 2018, and it's just, dang. So, been also looking up all the other authors of these, and he's pretty dang notable from my understanding for pioneering saltwater fly fishing. And I think that's one thing also that I never really ventured into this area, because I'm where it's just huge stretches of coastline, and I never thought about fly fishing in saltwater. Not many insects jumping around, but I also don't know what to and what to not call flies. Like, would a bait fish be considered a fly if it was tied? Or are you tying lures too? And flies are specific. This is not related, but maybe this has some scraps. Any scraps, that's free, or not, well, you know, it's colors. And could just wrap it and wrap it. And I'll probably give this to my mom. Still have a bunch of colors to add. It's this plastic thing. You attach this and you just turn the little wheel on the side. I think it's for kids, but boy, do I have a good time with it. I also did try to make a dumping noodle. I don't know how. It doesn't look like anything that I see. I'm definitely going to try to use it, but I think I put too much material, and the material itself is a little too fibrous. I'm not sure though. And I did find on Amazon some ice dubbing, so I think I'm just going to go with that. And I've been using like wool, acrylic, and cotton yarn, just brushing it out with a wire brush. And all the fibers that get trapped in the tines, are they called tines? They're tines on forks. But all the fibers that get stuck on that and just ball up. And it looks great, but again, I don't know how much to add. It's either too sparse and it like falls out because I don't tie it tight enough. This one is with wire, and this wire is magical. It's a $12 box of random fibers. I haven't even ventured that deep into it, just the tinsel and the wire, but this wire is so sturdy. I do want to make a wing real quick. I'm a little all over the place, but nothing new. See, I'm an arts and crafts person, and you know, my whole life dabbled in music, making weird little videos, like I don't know how to say it without sounding like a crazy person. Like I have some of my very theatrical, if you will, just very introverted at the same time. Like auditioned plays and stuff like that. Never got any parts. But, and you know, I've had little bands, and written quite a few songs, honestly. Never really played them or record them, but I play them to myself outside, far away from any structures so no one can hear. I always promised myself I would get over that, but I don't think that's something that you could. Okay, so I just took a piece of wire and I got a bunch of feathers stuck in it, so I gotta do it again anyway. This is how I've been making the wings. I don't know how they're gonna do, but this you could also use to make flower petals, if that's your thing. And at the age of 13, I started working at a vintage shop. I was able to supply clothes for photo shoots, and then started doing little shoots with friends that were photographers. Just too shy, I wasn't able to really move in front of people. like a robot or something. Not very graceful, but like by myself in my room, I'm singing it up, dancing it up, but for some reason, like, can't move in front of people, walk up, it's weird. I never got over it, but I do like to fish though. I'd much rather do that than anything else. Not out here, there's not really shows out here, but enjoy, I guess, all form of art. So, this is very thin. This is very thin wire. I'm still just amazed by it. It's so strong. You could really twist it. So I make a loop. I'll put it on my dress. Maybe that'll be able to see a little better. So make a loop, and then I just pull it up like that, and put my finger on it, and then pinch it, and start twisting. And then just twist until it's, you know, plenty of surface area to attach to a hook. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm making a few of the sets so I could experiment without having to stop and make more. So now you have, now you have a loop. Oh my gosh, it's very thin. Now you have a loop. Yeah, so now you have a loop. And you take anything, the tip of a pen, anything, and I just pull it. Vague wing shape. I'm gonna make smaller ones too. And again, I don't know if this is gonna work, if this is even like desired, or just kind of mixing little crafts that I know. I used to make flowers this way. Oop. And pull. Now you got a petal or a wing. And then get a mask. This one was gifted to me during the shit show. It's a little big, but it'll do. And I just put a little curve so I could dunk it in there. Thicker wire, you could just kind of dab the resin onto it, but this is so thin it wants to be dunked. It wants to be resin boarded. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I don't joke about those things all the time. I have immeasurable respect for any and all vets, for real. I started a Facebook group, but I've dropped off of it because I didn't really know where to start. I want to make a group called Vets and Civilians, and it's literally just picnics, cookouts at parks, could go fishing, cook the stuff. Oh. That's put sunglasses on. I'm trying to be a little bit more careful. But bam, it's a little wing. And then from here, you could add a little bit of wire on top to make it like wingy, or you can maybe paint it whatever the wing color is usually. I'm trying to get some iridescent transfer stuff to make that. So these are going to be wings. I'm going to put them on hooks to try to make some flies with wings. They're probably a little too big, but the reason why I'm going to try this is because this wire is so dang sturdy. I think they'll hold on and they won't snap off, and if they do, they do. So I put this under the light for further curing. And why did I take the mask off? But I really wanted to make a group want to make a group vets and civilians, and you know, just like disengage whatever stigma is and have a good old time fishing, learning knots. I'm really into knots. I don't know nearly as many knots as I want to, but that's all about to change thanks to Lefty Cray. I was watching an interview and he was just speaking my language like so hard. It was beautiful. And it was like, you know, a lot of the books that get reviews and like, you know, 5-star like bestsellers, fishing books, are like stories, not necessarily like you know, just the what you're there for, like how to do this, when to do this, why you would want to do this, like the information. It's all like fluffed up with like, you know, fluff. And so he's like, that's why I just made a book, knots, and that's what it is, it's knots. And I never hit the eBay app so fast. And because I have been looking for a knot book, preferably spiral bound, so I could like have it open. However, I could just clamp it open. And like I couldn't figure. I re-spooled this, or I spooled this today with just like some cheap mono, 15-pound trilene blue, smoky blue. I wanted to get blue so it was like red, white, and blue. I'm simple. But and it's quite smooth for you know. I don't think this reel will last very long, but that's easy enough. And what was I saying with this? But this is why I need a guest. Bouncing off things it's a lot harder to get. What was I even bringing that up? I'm very excited for that. Because now I got light, super heavy, and medium, and spinning reels. Now the next focus is 100% a fly reel. I found a really cheap set on Amazon. I'm not exactly sure how good it is. Why was I bringing that up? Oh, maybe I could. Nice to see you. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. Because there really isn't much air circulation in here. And that is the reason why I stopped doing resin crafts to begin with, because I don't really know where to work on this stuff. Because the fume's no joke. The sun, you can't be near it because it cures it. And so this is only really the only real spot. I do have a painting I might lean up so I can at least do it on the desk and not be backed into a corner, because I do plan on using it a lot more. And been trying. Now it's a lot easier finding masks, the masks with the changeable filters. And last time I looked for one, it was in the middle of the worldwide party, and I was never able to find any. Forgot that I got it in my hands. I don't. It also took a long time to be able to work with it without it getting all over the place. I've gotten the UV resin in my hair one too many times. Oh my god. It was the worst experience on planet Earth. And why the heck did I bring that up? One thing I could do, oh, there it is. The lemongrass makes a really nice braid, and it's really strong. But that's not what I was looking for. Oh yeah. Found some other books. Totally found some other books. The Spray, building and sailing a replica of Joshua Slocum's famous vessel. It's got the plans in here and everything. I really wanted to know the mechanics of sailboats, and probably a little past my understanding, honestly. Immense respect for sailing. Intense. Starfish sailboat I could probably handle, but wow. I really want to go for it though. There's a Facebook group where you could actually hitchhike on sailboats, and you pick up something any crew member would, whether it be watching over an area, maintaining ropes, whatever that means. I want to know, because that sounds top tier human activity. Also found Miami and the Keys. What the best beaches and dining. We're gonna use it for the beaches, because there are many beaches along this coast, and sometimes you just gotta drive down the, like here it'd be A1A. I'm not sure how far down it goes, but there's so many spots, and a lot of spots that you could fish from, and shoreline is one of my focuses right now. The pandemic, indeed. I can't get out. What was it? Event 201. Months. If it was years before, I'd be like, wow. But months. And the people that were involved in it, you know, how scam callers stopped calling me. I answered my phone, Bill Gates fan club. For some reason, it turns everyone off, and they hang up. They hang up immediately. Coffee this time. Well, a little bit of coffee drink, but I put what is this stuff called? Ovaltine. I drink a lot of milk. Let me refill my cup, and I mean, I don't really need to know if my ID has a gold star on it. That's one thing that's been on the back of my mind, because I just heard it before going on, and a few other things like pop culture things. Just because, again, my mom watches all the award shows, and I've been telling her for years, this ain't right. There's a hidden underbelly, and she texted me the other day, "Oh my God, you were right." So that made my week. It's just, I don't know. I grew up with the early 2000s television, and we all remember how just wild it was, I guess. Like, for some reason I was in middle school watching Girls Next Door. I genuinely do miss Anna Nicole Smith though. I think she was a sweet lady. Regardless of personal choices, she seems like a genuinely nice person. And had to bury her child. It was just horrific life that lady had to just rough it out with them. Like, I have a lot of natural empathy for celebrities to begin with, and because like when you get to a certain height, there is no going back, and if you're known for your face, how can you not feel bad about that? You can't go to a grocery store. Like, I remember seeing on the news a grocery store shut down so Michael Jackson could go shopping and just feel normal. And it's like, that is... They're like talking about it like it's this nice thing, but that is dark. Like, and yeah. And now, like, it's wild. I mean, the amount of money that is being, like, it's just wild. It's wild. It's inconceivable. I cannot conceptualize a single bit of it. other than the fact that these people are indeed human beings, and you know, I might be a little awkward socially in real life, but I have a good time. I don't know if I've met many people I didn't like, and or yeah, no, I like people. I'm shy, but I like people a lot, and especially like talking to people at bus stops or fish. I like taking this, and because you could listen to music, observe people, fellow human beings, and get off at random. You know, I don't know. Never had a problem with it. But at the coast, you got Tri-Rail, Skyrail, Metro Rail, buses, and the Tri-Rail is the best. Like all the hidden art you see that's concealed under overpasses and warehouses, finding new industrial areas, climbing cement factories is some of the best. I long for that. And one moment. I want to fill my cup, so I end up talking myself into a circle. Scale. Oh, I don't have one, but I have this little like pincher thing. Found it at a store that says tie-dye and insults. I have some organizing to do in here. Still haven't found. It's quite distracting because every piece is a work of art on its own. And I'm trying to kind of target things that are directly on this coast, because I don't know what's up with my parents, to be totally transparent. But I really want to get... The boat's just been sitting there for a few years, and my dad's back is absolutely shattered. Shattered discs in his spine. And their phones still don't work. It's been like years of it. And to be fair, nobody's phone seems to work in Lake Worth. I've talked to every neighbor on that block essentially, and everyone's on a different cell network and none of it works. It makes no damn sense. And like, I'll be talking to my mom and it'll go silent, and then it'll replay everything I just said, but like in fast forward. I've never experienced that before, and it happens a lot. Oh, that's the shrimp. That's the shrimp. This shrimp is called Tom Buggy Shrimp by Tom Evans. And this is just such a good one. There are tons of different varieties of shrimp and their blue heron. But there's this one. Togens has a kit that looks just like it, called Ring of Fire. And it's quite affordable. I think it's $22. And if you sign up with your email, you get 10% off. I want to say 20% off, but I'm just gonna stay safe and say 10. And really affordable materials. There's a few kits on Old E Florida Fly Shop also, but the quality is really good. You could tell they take both shops, and been trying to just stick to the two to not overcomplicate what I'm already probably overcomplicating a little bit, because it's the closest analogy would be a kid in a candy shop. There she blow. Okay, so what feathers is that? Number 1, a Chico it's called a Seducer, and yellow and red, and it's by Chico Fernandez. Same as above, but with all yellow wing, gold flashaboo, same length as wing, and red palmered hackle body. I'm not sure what that means yet. So, look that up real quick. I was gonna see too, there's a Theravada Buddhist temple. It's a Laos community, and really, really awesome people. I always offer to volunteer. It's just a little too far for my wee little e-bike, and so I've been offering to volunteer, but oh, that's it. That's the one. Okay, number 3. See the variation. Starting to slowly notice the differences, but here's number 3, and this is the Sea Trout Special by Tom Lentz. And then over here you have the Seducer. This one seems probably the one I'll go with. Let me just double check, because there's quite a few that I love the braid. Could probably use Kumahima, Japanese rope making, and on a small scale you just use a cardboard disc. I have a few lying around somewhere. And not great. This book has been more than a treat. So probably gonna go with this one. Looks A little simpler. And again, that's a sea trout special by Tom Lentz. Hook 1-0. I think people say one off. It's been anyway. Small yellow day glow mylar tubing. Ooh, I don't have. Oh, is that the stuff? That's the stuff. That's what I keep seeing on the flies in there. Really shiny tubing. So, mylar tubing fly tie. That is the stuff. And it's like flexo tubing. That's what I see everybody making the crabs with. And by everybody, I mean the few patterns that I've run into thus far. I haven't gotten a single thing off Temu, but I cannot tell a lie, and I'm very close because I feel like I could get a whole pile of materials and just stop overthinking little bits, but I'm feared. Hey, that's not bad. Old Florida. Was I just saying ye out of nowhere? I don't see a ye. Maybe there's another one. Old ye. Oh no, I think I lost a few. Ye old Florida. Old Florida. Where was I getting ye from? Interesting. $3.29, $6.29, 3 in stock. How much does it come with? That's it. Yeah, that'll be a treat. That and Flash Boo are, I'm trying to wait for Christmas because I know tinsel, and every year there's more and more colors, and should probably drink some water. eBay. Find a lot of lots on eBay. eBay. Ye old bay. Goes really quick. Shoot. So I guess I would just I would use tinsel. Yellow day glow. I wonder what day glow means. What does day glow mean? And I haven't looked it up, but there's also stuff called fish hair, fluorescent. So just very bright, denoting very bright or fluorescent coloring. I have. It says again yellow, so I guess I'd use gold. And this stuff is crimped. So it has a little nice texture to it. Get this big boy off of it. I guess I'll just keep using these little ones. Yeah. Been saving the proper hooks for when I get a little bit more, what's it called? What is it called? Experience and materials, because they go quick. It really because I know I pop on and I'm a little scatterbrains like on live, but then I sit here all day with the music just blasting, and I really genuinely enjoy myself. And the stuff, it feels like it would be really weak, but it's not. Oop. I better see what Church is up to. Sounds like he's driving everybody crazy out there. And I just pull a piece off because nothing goes to waste. I just I put Something's happening out there. I put it in this this pile here, and keep using it. All right. So it looks like it's coming out of the back, but it's not. It's coming from the front. This one, body, small yellow day globe mylar tubing attached at the rear with red thread. Wing, yellow bucktail, 2 inches long. One large red hackle palmered at front. Is palmer just wrap? I should look that up like right now. I could trim this and add this. And again, it's cranked, so it catches a lot of light. Ooh, I always hit the hook with the thread and it always wants to unravel. Careful. And I'm gonna go behind it so I can have a little red bottom. It's been a bad way. Okay, to like the curve. All of this stuff is so durable. Like regular craft supplies. Like you pull too hard, it just snaps. Especially the wire. I'm guessing I go to the top. No. Oh, no. Little sharp bit sticking out. So I don't have tubing, but I'm just going to wrap it in gold. So it's inspired by, I guess. Wrap back there. And I just remember their such an head. Dr. Hook. That song's gonna be stuck in my head all day now. I think it's called Such a Night by Dr. Hook. I haven't been able to find any phone numbers for the Riviera fishing pier. There's a really large area that I think it'd be sick to have a little jewelry stand or something. Have a little fishing pier market. Oh, no. Stay. See what I mean? I don't know how to open my arms yet. These are my wire setters. And I don't know if this is proper, but I just do this for security and sanity. As I do one of these little loop things, and it just holds that tight. So in case this falls, it won't unravel. Okay. So yellow. For some reason I remembered it being marigouts. Very excited to use that. I think I'm gonna go with this golden yellow. Golden brown. 2 inches. And thinking maybe I'm getting a bunch of cheap combs and gluing them together to hold the stuff. So, yellow bucktail too. 2 inches. Maybe a little too much. I don't know how to attach it. Oh! There was a hook in there. So, let me get this. I'm gonna pull it out. It's a better taper and what I can cut. Do you think that is too lit? I should probably fold it. So these are the little parts I get kind of confused. Why don't you want to stay together? Okay, maybe that'll be a little taper. Two inches. I think I'll probably. Oh, no. Get a little bit back. I drop it in. Because I don't know how else to. Again, I don't know if this is proper, but I heard once that to avoid falling, I believe that was the word, you go behind, and it keeps it off the hook. Nice. Part's always nerve-wracking for some reason. I don't know what to do with this stuff. I hate to waste it. Maybe I didn't add enough. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. The most nerve-wracking part for me personally is the hackling, because that's a good amount. So oh, it's a black head. Like lock it in with the fiber. Okay. Let me just kind of. Ooh, I didn't look up for palmered. So I'm just kind of fluffing it up because I did go pretty hard with the Sharpie. And I cut a little off. Cut. No, that's what keeps happening with them. I bet there's a pile of feathers on the other side of the desk. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. That was the easiest I've had. Nope, spoke too soon. Just, we'll probably forever be getting used to holding this stuff. So would I want the thread before the hack line or after it? Probably before, because then I'll go backwards. God. All the respect in the world for fly tires. This is very chaotic. This step. I'll try to get as much as I can. I usually try to do Hey. Went a little better than last time, so I'm gonna go ahead and give a point to progress. Push it back a little bit, like in the picture. Okay. Do one of these safety knots. I forgot what it's called. Nail knot? Maybe, because maybe it was once applied with. I heard a snap. I think it was slipping. This fly is an attempt on Sea Trout Special by Tom Lentz. Lentz. And I don't have the Mylar gold tubing, but I threw some gold crimped tinsel. I'll do this whip finish. I'm never quite sure where to place it. This one pops in my head every time I do. Whip it. Ooh, there's a girl on my Facebook. Sorry. There is a never mind. I don't want to mess up and get yelled at because I'm very timid and I just don't know. There's a human. That's it. There's a human on my timeline. And she has a ton of original Devo hats. Her vintage collection is, I don't know why she doesn't have a I don't know why they don't have it. Everything in my mind at once. So this is the Sea Trout Special. An attempt. I don't have buck hair, and I put way, I don't know if I put enough fiber, EP fiber, which this EP is from Amazon, 19 bucks, and it came with that whole, oh, you can't see it. It came with that whole Where's my hand going? This whole Tupperware. But that was the first time. And I'm going to resin the head. Or cement the head with resin, if that's the proper verbiage. Alright, I definitely need to give it a trim. And figure out how I'm gonna... I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna coat the top with resin and then paint it black. And then... why did I have to say that? I see a red head and I've got to paint it black. What was it? Oh yes. So that is... that's the attempt at this. And this book is fantastic. Got it for $8 on eBay because all the pages are stuck together. Salt Waterfly Patterns. Any recommendations for absolutely anything, please feel free. Advice, techniques, recipes, songs, bands, countries. Did I mention recipes? Anything. Input from other humans' experience on this very, just like jam-packed planet with like the dopest stuff possible. And it's any books, especially for saltwater, because it's hasn't been the easiest trying to track stuff down. I have a bunch of PDFs and but hard copies. Then you could bring them. Oops. Then you could bring them. But I think I'm gonna. Oh, hello. Oh, I missed something good. It's really nuts how the amount of variations, and then variations based off of variations. Human heritage is the only thing I could like. It's next level. Like the crafting community could be a little gatekeepy, but the fly tying community, every single time I have a question, no matter how simple it is, the kindness is like on another level, and the helpfulness, instant helpfulness, really a beautiful thing, and the just how it's not only handcrafts but a tool is just it. I wish it didn't take me this long to truly fall in love with this world. And Golden Globes are the weirdest, right? Anna Nicole Smith she was great. You know, it was legit sad when she passed. To be fair, same with Whitney Houston, because I didn't know too much about Whitney Houston. My mom told me to look up videos on her for years, and I finally did. What a beautifully wacky lady. I don't know much about her, other than her voice is like made of gold or something shiny. And she was hilarious. Oh god. It's still on the floor. And it's still on sale at Publix. 1/aught! Is that it? Is that what people are saying? Because I thought they were saying 1 off for the longest time. But then I was like, they're not. I'm like, are they just saying 1 off? That doesn't make much sense. But, you know, what do I know? And 1/aught. And is that the -O? Like the O is red aught? Because there is so much to learn. It's fantastic. If you keep your mind to learning, like, or picking up on things, whatever verbiage, I mean, the world's always stressful, the world's always chaotic, but like, it does seem a little bit much these days. Like, when I watch the news, I think I just mainly exhale and walk away into here. Instantly hit with colorful yarns and forget all about it. But it's definitely, it was a little intense. Ties, buys all the time. And you're really lucky that you have your grandpa's flies. My grandpa tied flies, but it was so long ago. There's no relics of it, and none that I could find anyway. He was in his woodworking days. He had pneumatic fever when he was a child. His hand shook like his whole life, really bad, and yeah. That's one human I miss a lot. He went too soon. Zantac killed my grandpa, 100%. Not even allegedly. Better hope I don't come in tonight because I'm burning it all to the ground. Just kidding. But this is my favorite human, so of course the anger is very much alive. That's why it is on sale at Publix. I can't get it. I wish Food Town was. I do think there are a few more Food Town locations, but you see the amount of meat. The prices are far more affordable. Like strawberry grouper, I've never seen that available anywhere. And same thing with sand perch. Incredible. And I didn't even go down the aisle that has all the little fish. I didn't even go down the aisle that has all the shellfish in the frozen area. Huge freezers full of shells I collect from the beach. Cockles, the black and white little spirals, beautiful green ones. So, Food Town, West Palm Beach. I could have sworn there was another one. Hey, there is, in New Jersey. New Jersey, they got you. I mean, the only time I've ever seen produce, selection that extensive, I'll be real, it's Chinatown in New York. In Manhattan? Not Queens. If I would have known, I would have ventured. I did try to take a subway. I will be totally real. I walked right back up the stairs. I was by myself. I didn't want to get lost. And, whoa. Intense. It was after I thought I was literally losing my life. I'll tell you the story real quick. In Koreatown, there was a tarot thing, and I've never gotten, like, one of those. So, went in Rome, and, it's just like how much they said a price I spiritually agreed with. So walked up these stairs. The guy took the sign and walked up the stairs behind me. I've never been that feared in my life. I thought I was about to be, I was like, I think 20 or something. I don't know. I don't remember. But holy trucks. But that was very quickly put to whatever when I reached the top of the stairs, and there was a very nice older woman there, and it was just her house, and they just go down, get someone up there, and give them a reading. I couldn't pay. I was on high alert up there, so I didn't hear much of what she said. Because it was a legit house, and there was a lot of people up there. And I did some karaoke. Did No More Tears by Barbra Streisand and Donna Summers. With a man in a sequin suit. And I had an irrational fear of, like, an ashtray falling off a windowsill. A bunch of things like that. From a small little beach town. And with tiny little houses. And I love the heck out of it. been wanting to go back ever since. There's so much to walk through, to see the architecture. Oh my god. When I get some cojones, I will be venturing to the underworld. And just, there's a lot to see. Had the time of my life, just eating stuff. The food was just everywhere. And it was incredible. But long story short, Chinatown, there was the immaculate produce. I've never seen squash so big. Eggplants, you could see a reflection in, like with no like wax or anything. And allegedly, I don't know, but they were gorgeous. And I just, you know, I believe the salespeople sometimes too much. Garbage cans full of toads. It was incredible. If I could afford to, I'd probably have a little spot up there. There's so much happening. It's really nice. I didn't go to Central Park though. I mean, I don't know why I listen to people. I really went up there to thrifts, and because this is back when I sold vintage, and people like talked so negative about it, and to this day I haven't found finds that good, because there's so many people from so many different corners of the world and so many time periods that every little stash is a gold mine, in my opinion. And next time, definitely bringing a magnet. I think that's where they found the safe that had like 10 grand in it. And but I'd be happy to find an old button. That would be really nice. And mudlarking, I'm sure you could do it there. And that's my #1 dream right now. Mudlarking. I watch those videos. My tear ducts reacts because I want to experience that so bad. Mudlarking, you go to really old ports at low tide, and you'd be amazed by the stuff people find. It's incredible. Gold doesn't degrade, it keeps it shining, it keeps that gorgeous color. And I find a lot on the coast here. Well, I don't, but people do. And I believe a father and son found tons of coins just sitting as they were probably like exactly where they sank, and they're all together in a big pile. If you look up the shipwreck map of Florida, or shipwrecks map of Florida, there's a lot. I suppose they don't call it the Treasure Coast for nothing. I need to get me some new spatulas. I'm not sure what these are called. New silicone poke. Oh, I forgot a mask. New silicone pokies, because the tips of them do become brittle after a while and snap off. So I can't really get to all the spots I want to. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And then, when this is done curing, I will just cure it with, or paint it black, probably with paint or something, and recure it. So it could be more on point to the diagram, not the diagram, the picture. I love this light. I wish I had this when I was doing jewelry. A lot of really cool effects you could do with UV resin. I should be wearing a mask. Just kind of dumb sometimes. But I'm about to out of this room and get some fresh air, because there really isn't much ventilation, and the resin is really intense. But hope you all have a beautiful day. Thank you for hanging out for a bit. I was just happy to be here, and hope everyone has a beautiful day. New York subway, excuse. I have no shame in the how quick I walked back up the stairs. But next time for sure. Stuart the Fish Whisperer, if you have any form of advice, techniques to try, materials to keep an eye out for, shops to check out, anything, I'm all ears. Quite literally, I got some decent size hairs. But, yeah, no, feel free. Never hesitate. Feel free to find me on Facebook, Instagram. A little better at responding on Instagram. Facebook, it separates the messages. And switching back and forth, it's not seamless. Like, they'll say switch account, and I'll press the button 1,000 times and it just doesn't do anything. It must be a bug. I don't know. So I pretty much only go on it through the computer, but not in front of it as much as I should be, because I have a lot to learn, and I'm a little easily distracted by the internet, and so probably a little bit of both. There is grasslands and some really good freshwater spots. How would you say that? Like swamp grasslands. There's I posted it as a short. I found this little spot, perfect little fishing spot, and it almost looks like a river. There's a log that's fallen over, so it even looks like a little waterfall. And well, a flowing river, not really a waterfall, but that spot. And that spot was really cool to like check out, because there were so many different bugs on the water surface, and up until relatively recently I never really noticed that. I mean, noticing it differently and with a little bit more purpose, and just like you would see people replicating with flies right in front of me in real life, and zooming around the water. It was really cool to see, and cool to see what is being imitated. And so that's a spot. And for sea, also a lot. And I noticed that the sea flies are like kind of like teasers, or because there isn't a lot of bugs that hang out on the surface of the ocean, and that I could find. So like a lot of shrimp, sand fleas, and sand fleas. I'm really curious how to fish those, because from what I understand, sand fleas burrow. So do you just let it chill at the bottom? I don't know yet. And stuff. Oh, I gotta check that then. I need to put more effort in. I tried to cause I don't have like, I have a bad habit of posting things one place, so I'm trying to put more of a habit posting things everywhere as I post them, and not forgetting to, because then it just gets buried in my phone. But been at this for a few years now, and I think I kind of got used to not a lot of interaction and stuff like that. Like, it's not a part of my everyday practice to check my page, because they're, for the longest time, I think my dad's friend Jesse comments on stuff, but I not a lot of interaction, so I kind of forget about it sometimes. And I've been trying to post on it, because I had to turn my Instagram from a business page to a personal page, because I guess they don't want business pages using audios and reels anymore, and I wasn't really selling stuff off of it, so I just switched it. But doing that, it no longer posts to Facebook, so I've been having to do that separately. But because now that this is the new phone, this is the old phone, but my phone number has been held captive on this phone. I think this is the phone I'm gonna keep signed into the pages, because I do miss a lot, and I don't mean to. I just a little scattered of a person, but starting to relax a little bit. I think landing on something all-encompassing that ends in food acquisition was something I've been needing to do for a long time, because I have like too many little stations of crafts, so I don't help myself one bit when it comes to staying focused. And I live really far from my hometown, which in my mind is still like my bloodline. It will always be the greatest place in the world. There's gonna be like 7 Publixes out here. There's 4 currently. 4 within a few mile radius. Like all of them are accessible on e-bike. It's wild. That makes no sense. People are still going nuts about it. And like no Home Depots. I think they finally are putting in a Walmart. There's like no like supply areas. But so sometimes like my mind straight up hibernates because I'll need supplies, but there's 0 places to acquire them from or access because there is no public transportation out here for long. I like that. That's what I like using. And yeah. A little bit of depression maybe too, but you know, I think globally we've all in like return to life mode a little bit, but hopefully that like they're building so many town centers. I don't know why they just hit copy and paste. Publix is everywhere. It's the same stuff everywhere. Publix, 7-Eleven, Starbucks. Well, there's one Starbucks, but you know they're not stopping there. I don't mind. They have these really nice cups, Florida cups, $25. Might be a little steep, but it's got all the Florida. I'm very easy pleased. And I like a lot of stuff on this planet. Amazon, I do Amazon. It's just think I'm so good at acquiring materials and like I guess small town setups because like everything on Amazon, the minimum is $20. That adds up really quick, and sometimes it's not what I expect because a lot of the fly tying stuff there'll be no reviews, and so I've been trying to stick with things that have reviews because some stuff I don't know what I'm looking at. I've just read it. I have no like physical experience with it, and it is very easily dry on Amazon. eBay is nice. I like eBay a lot. However, you know, you need a string and you wait a week, and it's. I like thrift stores, yard sales. You can find. I somehow run into exactly what I need, and I give this story a lot. I needed jeweler saw blades, really bad, and I was like either pay $7.99 for shipping on Amazon because I do not have Prime personally. Long story short, helped someone move something out of the garage. Looked down, there was a rolled up envelope, a little brown envelope. I opened the envelope just out of curiosity and boredom. Just one little pack of jeweler saw blades. And there's no jewelers out there or crafters. It was just, you know, I run into the things that I need somehow. Don't ask myself many questions. And it's a lot harder to do out here. And the yard sales they end at 12, like on the dot. Really like 11. One lady, never mind. I was just sad. It got really sad for a minute. I was so excited to find a yard sale finally. It's just like, we're closed. I was like, oh, okay. I biked the 2 hours back. 2 hours is a little bit of a stretch, but everything's really far out here. Really far. Unincorporated. And, yeah. They're just now building civilization. However, it's really a gorgeous area. It's just, you know, fish out of water. Yeah. But anyway, hope y'all have a beautiful night. Shall be back tomorrow and go use all the stuff that I used the Sharpies on today. I like letting it dry a little bit. Because, like the color doesn't come off. It's not that the color comes off so much as the softness needs to return. And this is already like kind of pillowy soft. And another thing that I just realized I might be able to use, it might be weird, but it probably not. I have a down pillow. Never mind. I was gonna try to make a joke, but anyway, I have a down pillow and it's full of feathers, full of small white feathers, and they fly out a lot, and maybe I'll be able to use those. Like they're like the perfect wings, I think, based on observation thus far. They seem like they would make decent wings, and I meant to try some of those wings today, but that'll be tomorrow. I'm gonna watch some more videos, probably just overdue Lefty Craze interviews, because it seems to be quite tailored to what I will be fishing, and dude's a very likable human being, and full of wisdoms, and just really simple, and like no fluff. It's just straight information. It's brilliant. But Lefty Cray is his name. Lefty, Kreh, and what a treat. But hope y'all have a beautiful night. I'm going to hop on Call of Duty for a little bit and suck at that for a while, and get back some. Probably I'll just remake the thing that I made 2 seconds ago. It's probably a little longer than that, until I get the hang of it, because that is one pattern, not that exact pattern, but that is like a shape and coloring that I see everywhere. So I think that's a decent thing to focus on. And a whole new world, the whole new dazzling point of view. So much. It's incredible. That's why never hesitate, and never hesitate to how do you say, like, to correct anything that you see. Hopefully within a little bit I'll have 2 cameras up, so you can actually see what is happening down here, because corrections are lessons and all information is golden, so please never hesitate. I'm Patrice. And good night, Fierce at the story to ruin it. Thank y'all. And thank you for hanging out. And everything of the sorts. Happy day.